In today's video, we're talking about the Willcox Justice Court. The Willcox Justice Court is a misdemeanor court in Arizona. It's in Cochise County. It's not in a very highly populated part of Arizona, but a lot of people pass through this court's jurisdiction, and so we see a lot of people charged with crimes as they're traveling through. So today, we're going to tell you a little bit more about it. So if you or somebody you know or love was charged with a crime out of Willcox, you have some more information that may be useful to you. We'll talk to you about the court's jurisdiction. We'll tell you about the prosecutors who are in charge of representing the government out of this particular court. We'll tell you a little bit more about the judge himself. So let's dive into it. When we're talking about a court's jurisdiction, we're talking about the geographic area over which the court has power. What area of land does the court have authority over? It's important you understand that, because if your crime or the allegation of a crime happened outside of that court's jurisdiction, the court doesn't have any authority. They don't have any jurisdiction to hear the case, and your case needs to be dismissed. That being said, let's take a look at Willcox. So Willcox looks mostly like this. You can see here that the boundaries are not clearly defined, but the major thing that we're looking at there is, as I mentioned, the I-10 freeway. That's the town of Willcox. The I-10 is the Interstate 10, which connects basically Tucson all the way over through New Mexico. It's an interstate, so it crosses a number of different states. But if you're passing through Arizona, if you're going east to west, and you're going to be passing through southern Arizona, not going up northern, up near the rim, you're going to be passing through the Willcox Justice Court jurisdiction. The I-10 is a big freeway, and a lot of people get going a little bit fast on that freeway, especially given the fact that it's almost in the middle of nowhere down in southeastern Arizona. There's not a lot out there, so people can just get a little bit distracted and get going fast. The I-10 is patrolled by the Arizona Department of Public Safety, DPS, and what they're looking for are traffic-related crimes. They're looking predominantly for things like criminal speeding and reckless driving and DUIs. We also see commercial trucking violations. They're called CDL violations as well. And so most of the offenses that we see are all related to driving. They're all related to traffic. Now, if you get stopped for a traffic offense, those can elevate and escalate into more serious felony offenses if there's some drugs in the vehicle or if there's some other activity going on that would elevate or escalate it into a felony charge. But those are not the most common things that we see out of Willcox. They're mostly traffic related. So if you're stopped, cited, or arrested or charged with a crime, it's going to go over to the Cochise County Attorney's Office. Cochise County in general is a smaller county in Arizona, not as many resources, not as many prosecutors, not as much personnel as, say, Maricopa County or a little bit further west over in Pima County near Tucson. It's a smaller jurisdiction, and we tend to like working with those agencies a little bit better. Now, Cochise, they still operate based on policies. They have policies that they set that are set by the county attorney and then trickle down to the different justice courts. But by and large, the prosecutors, they seem to be a little bit more reasonable, a little bit more open to negotiating with us, and we're able to get a little bit better deals out of this particular court than we may in other jurisdictions. In our opinion, just kind of the way that we've interpreted how they prosecute things, they're a little bit more focused on rehabilitation. So if they're saying this person had an alcohol problem or this person was driving too fast, how can we get this individual to take some classes or just show us that they're not going to get in trouble again, and do a diversion program or do a deferred prosecution program, versus some other county attorneys like in Yavapai, where they are very, very punitive. They want to punish you. They don't want to go give you the opportunity to take classes or anything like that. They want to punish you. Cochise is not like that. So not a bad place if you unfortunately have to be charged with a crime. Could do worse than being cited into Cochise County. Now, if you're dealing with a case like this, you're also going to be dealing with the judge. Judge Trevor Ward. Judge Ward's been on the bench for some time now. He's not a licensed attorney in the state of Arizona. Doesn't mean he's a good judge or a bad judge. It just means he didn't go to law school or pass a bar exam or go through character and fitness or get licensed like we did or like the prosecutor did. But he's been on the bench for some time. Not a lot of information about this particular judge. He's been on the bench basically as long as I can remember. We don't have any issues with this judge, which is not a bad thing. Sometimes if a judge is on your radar, there's over 180 courts in Arizona, and there are some judges that absolutely stand out to us as defense lawyers, and that's typically for not a good reason. Typically means that that judge is difficult to deal with, makes bad rulings, is very biased against us, is very aggressive towards us. So when there are some judges like this that basically are sort of acting as a facilitator to help resolve cases, not requiring any kind of outrageous in-person hearings or anything like that, just kind of moving cases through. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing that this judge is not proactive. In other words, we're not seeing this judge kind of pop up on our radar and cause a lot of problems. This judge works with us, this court works with us, this county, this prosecutor works with us, and so it's a decent court to be in. If you have to pick a court to be in, you could do much worse than Willcox. So if you or somebody you know or love has been charged with a crime out of Willcox, give our office a call. We offer free case evaluations. We practice out of Cochise. We handle a lot of these types of offenses. And so we'll be able to walk you through exactly how this is going to work. But more importantly, make sure that you have a plan in place to make sure that this criminal charge is not following you around forever and that it goes away ultimately. So you have literally nothing to lose. Give our office a call, free case evaluations. We look forward to speaking with you soon, and thanks for watching.